Welcome to the Heal and Restore podcast with your host, me, Randy, and of course, the ever most beautiful hostess with the mostest, my wife, Kathy.
Well, thank you, honey.
Well, of course. It's important that I let you know on a daily basis how beautiful you are.
Thank you. And you do. You do a good job of that.
And it's not only this outer beauty you've got that you've always had, but it's that inner beauty that just it radiates in you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the most important.
Thank you.
So remember, we're dedicated to helping couples and individuals strengthen their relationships through healing, growth, and honest, deep conversations.
Yeah, I love that.
It's got to be honest. You've got to be able to be honest with each other.
Absolutely.
We dive into topics like, speaking of conversation, of communication, which is one of the number one reasons for divorce in the United States, right? Forgiveness. There's that word.
Yeah.
But we must forgive, we must move on. But that is it can be a long, tedious process.
It's a process.
It's a process, right? Intimacy, which we like to start with the emotional intimacy, right?
Yep.
And the emotional connection, which will lead to the emotional intimacy, which will lead to phenomenal intimacy within the bedroom.
Right. That's absolutely.
Right. Because healthy love starts with a healed heart.
Yep.
You know that. Tune in each week and take the next step toward restoring what matters most, your relationship with your loved one.
Yeah. So today we're gonna kind of veer off a little bit from marriage and so much relationship, although they do affect the outcome of our relationships. But we're gonna dive into something that's tough and but it's a really important conversation. And we're titling this podcast, How to Have Joy When There's So Much Sorrow.
Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Oh, not that. Okay.
Why? You're aging yourself right there with that song.
Yeah, but that's when music was good.
No, I know. So, there's been a lot going on in this world today. We've had a lot of hard things happen over this last couple of weeks. So I think it's fair to say that some of us, or most of us, or many of us,
a lot of people,
we've lost our joy, or we feel like our joy has left us, and we're being filled with sorrow.
We're being filled with sorrow.
Yeah.
I think that loss of joy is just temporary, though.
Well, we're going to talk about that. That's part of how what we want. This is why it's important for us to talk about this, though, because we all face seasons of loss. We have disappointments in our lives. Where there's pain. Maybe we're grieving a loved one. Maybe it's a broken dream, or just the weight of everyday struggles.
Yeah.
And a lot of that can bring us down. So it's in those seasons that sometimes joy feels impossible.
Yeah, but nothing's impossible.
No.
Right?
No.
So, but here's the good news. Joy and sorrow can exist side by side. You don't have to wait for sorrow to vanish before joy can appear. And it's really important that you can find joy in the sorrow. So in this first segment, we're going to talk about understanding the tension.
Yeah, that might feel like there's a little tension between joy and sorrow. So I think one of the biggest myths is that joy is the absence of sorrow, but that's actually not really true at all. No. I can remember when we were walking through one of our hardest seasons. I felt a deep sadness. I was struggling, yet there was those little moments that I experienced. These little tiny moments where, like seeing the kids do well in school, they were actively involved in their sports, and then even having the support of friends. When we can open up and be honest and things, and having a good support of friends around us, it helps you to see the joy and sorrow working together.
So here's something you're saying that's really important, is that when you're feeling that sorrow, allow yourself to feel it, but then look for one thing that's going to bring you joy. Like Kathy said, with the kids and all that, excelling in school, sports and all that. And let's bring forward to today, it's our grandkids that can do that.
Yeah.
And also, like for me, I hunt a lot and the beach. And I love the outdoors. Last weekend I was in the high country. I shot that picture of the trees looking up. That's the kind of stuff that I can find joy in, even when everything is not necessarily sorrow, but when I feel a lot of tension in the air, a lot of heaviness, right? Those are the things. Say, man, that's absolutely beautiful. That brings me that little bit of joy for the minute.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right?
Yeah.
So Yeah, sorrow doesn't cancel joy.
Nope.
No, not at all. It makes us treasure joy even more.
That's really good.
Right? Think of it like a candle in a dark room.
Yeah.
The room is still dark, but the candle brings enough light to keep you going.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
That is so true.
Yeah.
And that light, that candle, I just had this vision of being in a dark room with a candle.
Right.
That candle represents that there is still light, that there is still something good. And so even though it's dark, let that candle represent the joy that's still to come.
Yeah. It's a flicker of light at that moment, right? But we don't want that flicker to go away.
No, because we know there's joy behind it.
Because there's joy behind it. It's like
so
my book. There's always a flicker of hope, right? And we have to stay with that flicker. Say, okay, there's some light. And right now, I'm just in a place where the light is really dim.
Yeah.
But I know that when I walk through this, I get to the other side, the light's going to be extremely bright.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to see everything clearly.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's really good.
Now let's talk about some practical ways to cultivate joy. So how do we actually find joy in the middle of sorrow? So you want to get practical?
Yeah, let's
get practical.
All right. So we've got some steps that are going to get us here. So the first one, and you kind of touched on this, but I'm going to go into a little bit deeper. So the first one is gratitude. Even when life feels heavy, there's always small blessings to notice. We just have to be aware. So it might be the sunrise, which you love. It could be a text from a friend, or even just having a warm meal.
Right.
Writing down 3 things each day can shift your perspective. And that's one of the tools that I hand out to quite a few of my gals that I work with, is that creating that gratitude list. And some people think, well, I don't know what I'm, grateful for, or I feel like I'm repeating the words over and over. That's okay. But I go a little step further. Is they might write down 3 things that they're grateful for in that day. But I ask them to pick one of those items. List the 3 like a list, but pick one of them and write out why are you grateful for that?
Yes.
Because that gives us a whole new perspective. So how do we cultivate it? Write it out in a gratitude list form.
Right, following the gratitude. And we have one client, and she's amazing at
she writes really well.
She writes really well. She writes her gratitude out, and then she writes why she's grateful. And it's amazing. And her husband gets to hear this, and it just really lights the fire under both of them.
Yeah.
So it
remembers what their why is.
Right, exactly. So a lot of people look at journaling like, oh, come on, man, journaling, no, or gratitude list. Come on, no. If you do it properly with an open mind, it's really, really going to bring some joy into your life.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so the second is connection, and this is critical. Sorrow makes us want to isolate.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we just don't want to be around anybody. But joy multiplies when we share life with others.
That's
Call
good.
a friend, join a group, or simply sit with someone you trust.
Yeah, I love that.
And we have our life group of the people we coach who've created our life group, and it's been tremendous for them as well as Kathy and I. We learned.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're still learning when we work with these people, but to sit there and hear how much they enjoy it, because they come, they have a great community of people they can talk to. There's no judgment or condemnation. They realize, hey, I'm not alone in this that I'm going through. A lot of people are there. And then what we're finding out is we like to have a lot of fun, but then we do certain exercises. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say, we did one this last Sunday, our last life group. Kathy was great at this. She found a bunch of questions, and she put them in a bowl, and we took the bowl around, and each person pulled out a question, read it, and then they were able to dialogue about it. Yeah. And the whole group did it, and it was just like amazing to see how open everybody became, how receptive everybody was, right? And it related, no matter what, the question related to everybody.
Right.
So
I'll just add to that, we're talking about connection here and how the value of connection when we're trying to find joy. We have some newer couples. Some couples have been with us from the very beginning, over a year ago that we started this group. And then we have other couples that have come in the last several months. And, one of them said, I really don't know you very well. So I think this would be a really good thing to do. And so we spend about an hour going through the questions. Yes. And I had enough questions lined up that we made it around the group once. And then I said, we can continue if you like. And they're like, well, yeah, let's continue. So we did a second round again. And at the end of the second round, everybody realized how they got to know each other even better.
Yeah, when we say know each other, it's really knowing each other in a deeper, intimate way.
Right.
And it really, again, that's a way
knowing
that
their hearts.
Knowing their heart,
yeah,
knowing their struggles, right? And then Kathy and I were there to, when they're talking about the struggles, be able to let them all talk and then say, hey, you have grown so much, right? And you're still working on this. So we were there to affirm their growth, right? Again, they need to hear, hey, you're doing a great job. Yeah. Even if it's just little tiny baby steps, they have to be celebrated.
Right, and that's what brought the connection there. So, and we don't know what everybody walked in with. So if and it was a heavy week. So a lot of us were feeling the heaviness of the week, but that actually brought, we were able to hold sorrow and joy in that moment together.
Exactly.
The other one is one of my favorites. It's one of my love languages. Is the number 3 is serving others. Yes. And so sometimes the best way to lift the weight of sorrow is just to bring light to someone else. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be a smile. It could be a note, a meal, a text. A lot of times, I'm prompted quite often to reach out to so-and-so. So I'll send a quick text, and I would say 9 out of 10 times, it's pretty accurate, that they'll respond with, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out. So helping to lift sorrow for somebody else is important too. But it also reminds us that we still have a purpose. And that's what the life group does for me. I love serving others. So to be able to open my home, to come up with a theme, an idea, a meal plan.
Which you're great at.
I love doing it. It brings me joy. So even there, and I'll be honest, there's times I'm like, oh, it's Sunday and we have our group and I got to do all this. And sometimes I'm just not, I might be in a little low. I might be feeling a little down. It still brings me joy because I'm holding how I feel, acknowledging that, but also brings me joy that I can put a smile on somebody else's face and that I know people enjoy coming together.
And I want to elaborate on you a little bit, but also I want to honor Kathy because she is really good at this. I love the fact that she does it, but Kathy has also turned our house. We're only in this one 2 years. She turned it in La Quinta. We've been there for a long time. Into a home that people can walk into and feel very, very, very comfortable. And so, of course, you're welcome. So, with serving others too, a couple of things. One, I remember when I used to be the greeter at church, right? Everybody that walked through the door, they might have their head down, they're not looking, whatever. I would reach my hand out and say, hey, good morning. Good to see you this morning, and we're grateful that you're here today. Something along those lines. And I can remember one guy stopped in his tracks and looked at me and said, Randy, you have no idea how bad I needed to hear that. So sometimes we don't know that smile, even a sincere, we don't know how much that will help people. And then other beauty about serving others and helping others, and we tell all of our clients, and we mean it, if you struggle, give us a call.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you're too big. No, we're not. When we tell you to call us, we mean call us, right? And oftentimes, especially in my recovery, what I found out was if somebody was calling me for help and I was in some kind of a funk, I was helping them, but they helped me more than they realized. They helped me probably more than I helped them.
Their sorrow brought you joy.
That's right.
And your sorrow brought them joy. Well, let's put it that way. It's how it works.
And I'm going to say this. That you just remind me. Deborah, my therapist, said this. Your greatest sorrow will be your greatest joy.
Yeah.
And your greatest joy is going to become your greatest sorrow.
Yeah.
And that is so true, especially in what we do, and especially when I work with victims.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah.
So... And
what's the last one?
Finally, and probably one of the most important ones, right, is spiritual practices. For us, prayer and worship have been our lifelines. But for some, it may be meditation, mindfulness, or journaling, right? I used all of these, right?
Absolutely.
These practices keep us anchored in sorrow when sorrow tries to keep us away. Right? Now, I understand, I need to say this, I understand that some people out there, even Christians, think we shouldn't be meditating. It's of a Eastern descent. It's not. It's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Pray and meditate. Pray and meditate. So don't be afraid of meditating, and just follow the practice.
Yeah.
Follow what you're supposed to do. Mindfulness is critical.
It's just being aware.
It's like, be mindful, and that's how staying in the moment.
Yeah.
Right. And perfect. I'll give you an example. Right. I'd be driving somewhere, and generally I would go, like going to my AA meeting in the morning, I'd be going down a certain route, right? And as I'm driving, right, instead of where I was doing a different route, I had to turn at a certain street,
Yeah.
I would blow right through that street. Because my mind at that moment was thinking about the meeting or whatever it is. So
that day,
yeah, so just become mindful in their sorrow. In yourself, become mindful of the beauty that surrounds you. Maybe not inside you, but the beauty outside of you that surrounds you, right? The blue skies.
That's good.
Whatever that may be, if you're on the beach, the ocean, right? Whatever that, be aware of that. Be mindful of that beauty to help you just get that brief moment of joy in their deepest sorrow.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Right.
And I'll just kind of piggyback on that. You know, we talk about prayer and worship, which both of those are important to us. Worship is my go-to for me.
Yes,
this last week, things were heavy. I would just have Alexa turn on worship.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll even go as far as Spanish worship.
Yeah.
There's just something that hits my soul differently. So when I am in a funk or when I'm feeling sorrow or sadness and feeling down, worship is what I go to.
It's nice to have in the music. Kathy's really good about that. I mean, nice to have in the house. Kathy's really good about that. And so a lot of times, you know, I might be in the office working, I'm doing what I'm doing. So I enjoy it, right? I mean, it's like, okay, this is peaceful. And then later in the afternoon, when things are calming down, then
he'll come in and say, Alexa.
Now
he's into his day.
Yeah. But she respects that.
Yeah, it creates an atmosphere
very much
that brings joy into the home. You know, I want to, as we dive into this next segment, I think this is one thing that really stood out to me is, here's the key. Joy isn't just a feeling. It's a choice. It's a choice. We can't just feel joy. We have to choose joy.
Yeah, it's going back to what I just said, is that choose to find the joy somewhere. Just choose to find that. Even if it's just a glimpse, that'll work. Yeah. Right? It's a start. Right? Yeah. So remember, we can't always control what happens to us. Yeah. But we can choose how we respond. Yeah. Remember, everything we do, we have a choice in. Whether you believe that or not, we do have a choice in it, right? Making decisions is a choice. Not making decisions is another choice, right? So, but remember, sorrow is real. Yeah. But joy is what gives us strength to walk through that.
I love that.
So, sorrow, if you choose, sorrow can last for a long time. Yeah. If you choose that. Yeah. It's like, I was stuck in victimhood for 38 years. That was my choice. Yeah. I didn't have any other choices. I thought
you didn't know you had choices.
I didn't know I had other choices. I stayed in that. And then when the time came, it's like, oh, I'm done with this. I'm going to choose to go the other way. Right. So kind of the same thing when we're in that moment of sorrow. Feel it. It's okay. Yeah. Don't stay stuck there. Yeah. And then, like I mentioned, make a choice. Where can I find just a little bit of joy? Right. Sometimes, like for me, watching hummingbirds. Yeah. I mean, watching a hummingbird is actually joyous. Right? It's like, man, these things are awesome. Right? Yeah, that's good. Or playing with Otto. I mean, Otto's Otto.
Do you know our dog's
Odie.
name?
I meant to say Odie, right? But playing with my dog is really, really joyful for me.
That's
so
good. Yeah.
You can always find joy in the middle of your darkness and of your sorrow. Yeah. You just look for it and you choose for 30 seconds, for a minute, whatever it is, to feel that and enjoy it, let it sink into you. It'll eventually work through all your sorrow.
But I want to add this too, because choosing joy, it doesn't mean you're ignoring your pain. And I think a lot of people, that's what keeps us stuck in sorrow, is we think, oh, well, if I choose joy, then I'm going to ignore my pain.
Right.
No, what it's saying is that this pain won't have the final word.
Right.
This pain doesn't have control over me. It's okay to have the pain. It's okay to feel the pain. But make a choice to choose joy so that your pain doesn't stay with you.
This just came to me. Here's something that's really, really critical. When you're going through joy, when you're going through sorrow, right? And you've got people that you're communicating with, here's what I'm going to really suggest and actually tell you what not to do. Do not be around people that are going to tell you get over it, move on. You don't want to be around those people.
You got to surround yourself with
healthy people that are going to understand the sorrow you're going through
and walk out of it with you.
Yeah, it's almost like grief. I don't think there's a timeline on sorrow. Again,
you can choose the joy.
You can choose the joy and the sorrow, and then you can, if you have somebody healthy with you that's walking with you through the sorrow and understanding you. Let them guide you.
Yeah,
right. Let them help you through that sorrow.
Yeah, that's really good. So as we close out, Randy's got some closing thoughts. I've got some closing thoughts. Tell us a little bit about those.
So today, if you're carrying sorrow, we want you to know it's okay to grieve.
Yeah.
Right? And remember that the grief process has no time limit.
No.
My father has been dead since 1969. For the most part, I don't grieve. But there's times when I do grieve.
Yeah.
Okay? It's okay to feel the weight.
Yep.
Right? It's okay. I'll tell you, the more we fight that weight, the more it's going to pile on top of us. We have to, as I was told, learn to love the dark side. Learn to love that weight, right? And let it help you work through the sorrow. And actually, also, what am I learning through all this is another key thing, right?
So feel the weight.
Feel the weight, but also know that joy is still possible.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Joy is always possible.
Always possible.
So, what we want to do too is we want to be able to look for small glimpses of the joy, because it's always going to be there. And then invite others into your journey. And that's what we talked about. Sorrow can be isolating, but joy can be inviting to yourself and others. And remember that joy isn't about perfect circumstances. It's all about perspective.
Right.
So we're not going to always have perfect circumstances. In fact, I hope we don't have perfect circumstances, because if we're perfect, we're not relying on God and we're not relying on others to help us through things.
It's not reality.
And it's really not reality. So it's all about your perspective.
We'd love to hear from you. What's one way you found joy in the middle of sorrow? Share it with us on social media or send us a message. We love to encourage. You can email us at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would love to hear some feedback on that. And then if this episode did encourage you, share it with a friend who might need this as a reminder today. And if you feel stuck, reach out to us at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com. We have a free copy of our How to Have Joy When There's So Much Sorrow. It's a journaling prompt worksheet, and we'll be happy to send that to you. There's no charge for that. So just email us at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com, and we'll send that to you. It's got like 4 or 5 different prompts that will help you to work through that sorrow that you might be feeling.
And also remember, we have a no-cost 1-hour discovery session.
Yes.
So if you're struggling with this stuff, anything,
absolutely.
with marriage, with all this, reach out. Go to our website at healingrestorecounseling.com, and there's a contact form in there. Just fill it out. Or email us directly at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com and just say we'd like to do
a discovery
session with you, and we'll set that up. Right?
And I'll just say, every one of our clients goes through that process. We do not take on a client without going through the free discovery session. We want to make sure that we're a right fit for you, and you're a right fit for us, that we can journey with you on this. So please reach out. We're here to help you. You don't have to do life alone.
No, the reason we do that too is a very intimate connection between.
We have to build that relationship.
We have to build that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So, again, thanks for joining us on the Healing Restore podcast. Until next time, keep choosing joy, even in the midst of sorrow.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Okay, is that it, baby?
That is it. It's beautiful.
Another good one, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
So remember this: if nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Kathy does.
More importantly, God does. Have a great week, everyone.
Be blessed.